Hi there everybody, it's UK Stamping Up independent demonstrator Halsey here from SlimmandStylish.com. Thank you very much for joining me today. It is another one of my product preview videos. So all the way up until the 5th of January I am going to be previewing products from the new Stampin' Up mini catalogue or the Stampin' Up celebration catalogue. Today I am demonstrating from the mini catalogue. This goes live on the 5th of January and you can order any of these products from SlimmandStylish.com. So today's card is this one, and this features an array of new goodies. Let me talk you through them. So first of all, we have the new Oval Occasions Punch. This has two ovals, the smooth one and the scallopy edge, so you can layer them on top of each other. Today I have just used the scallop edge on the sentiment of this card. We also have some new ribbon. You know me, I love my ribbons on cards. This one is a metallic ribbon. It's in petal pink, and this side here is silky smooth, really nice and soft and shimmery. This side here has got a little bit more grit on it, and that's because it's got this gold twine running through it, and it is really sparkly, really nice. And I love when they've got a little bit of grit on them, because it means as you put them into a bow, this isn't going to fall out. Really lovely ribbon, that one. Probably my favourite ribbon in the new catalogue, maybe. It's a big statement, but I think it is. And then finally we have the Icecream bundle. So this is a photopolymer stamp set that has 18 stamps in it. I like it because you can do some two-step stamping and get some really great watercolour effects on this without watercolouring, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then you have got the Icecream Builder Punch. So you'll notice here that my ice cream has got the ice cream on the top and the cone on the bottom, and I have stepped it up. That's using this new punch. All of these items are available from the mini catalogue, which launches on the 5th of January, and you can buy from my store, which is in the corner. Let me show you how to put this together. So you're going to need a base piece of cardstock. This is thick Whisper White that's been cut in half and scored in half. So I'm just going to fold this over. And if you're looking for Whisper White on my store and can't find it, it's because we have had a little bit of a product change. So unfortunately, the manufacturers for Whisper White, both the thick Whisper White and the thin, the note cards and the envelopes, has gone out of business during COVID. Very sorry to hear that, and I'm very sorry to anyone who has lost any jobs or indeed lives, anything through COVID. It's been a horrible period for everybody. So I'm very sad that they've gone out of business, but Stampin' Up has searched and managed to find us a new supplier for our white base cardstock, and it's now called Basic White. So if you are looking through my website looking to purchase Whisper White, do look for Basic White and you'll find it there. We have the thin and we have the thick again. Okay, petal pink cardstock. So let me give you the measurements. As I said, this was a half sheet scored in half, folded in half. You've got petal pink. This is 10 centimetres by 14.25 centimetres, so it will just sit on top there. And then we have got a piece of Whisper White. This is 9.5 centimetres by 13.85 centimetres, so that will sit on top there, and you'll get a nice little sort of layer up like that. Okay, you also want some scrap Whisper White, which I've got just here, and that's for all your pieces you're going to be stamping with first. Okay, so with this stamp set you need, and I haven't got these on blocks already, so I will talk you through exactly what you need and what blocks they fit on. So you want your ice cream scoop, okay, and that will fit onto a C block. You also want your ice cream cone, which will also fit onto a C block, so that's that one there. Okay, you want the thank you stamp, which will also fit onto, actually I'm going to pop that onto a longer Oh, here I am. I will whip a sentiment off I was using on another video just and pop it onto a H block, because I do like having my fingers above the sentiments. You want the top part of the ice lol here, and that will fit onto a C block. The bottom bit of the ice lol, that's this bit here, and that will also fit onto a C block. You then want this one here that looks like crisscrosses. Okay, you want that, and that will fit onto a B block. And you want the sprinkles for the top of the cone, and that will fit onto a B block. And last but not least, you want these little bubbles here. Oh, I say last but not least, you actually want something else as well. Hang on, we're going to be using nearly every stamp in this set. So this one here will fit onto a B block, the bubbles. And last but not least this time, you want the little stalk of your ice lol here. So that one, and I think that will fit onto a block. And it will. There we go. So that's everything all put out and put onto blocks. Let me tell you the ink colours that you'll be wanting for this project. So you will want light soft seafoam, mint macaron, petal pink, flirty flamingo, Sahara sand, and crumb cake. Okay, you will also want a piece of scrap paper. So I'm just going to lean over and grab some scrap paper there. Okay. The reason why you want some scrap paper is I'm going to be doing some stamping on and stamping off in this project, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So I'm going to start off with the ice lol. And for the ice lol, I'm going to start with Sahara sand. And I'm going to stamp my little stalk of the ice lol on there like that. Okay. I then want soft seafoam. And I want the bottom part of the ice lol, which is this bit here that looks like someone's munched on the top. I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to stamp that down. I can see where it's going over my stalk, so I know it's in the right place. Okay, and it uses this sort of grungy, distressed perhaps effect. I like it. I think it's really clever. And then you're going to want mint macaron, and mint macaron is at the top. What you're going to do with this is you're going to ink it up. Okay, stamp it off very lightly, just a little tap, and then you're going to come over here and stamp it down. Now you can make it a very short ice lol by bringing this all the way down, or you can make it a very long ice lol. It's really up to you where you want to stamp it and do it. I'm going to do it about there, so it's like a medium size ice lol. Okay, and you've got all the textures in. Finally, I have got my sprinkles, which is these ones here, and I'm going to take those, and I'm not going to stamp off this time. I'm just going to stamp those directly on. So you'll notice, because I haven't stamped off, they're a lot darker and you can see them. Pop my lid on my mint macaron, and I'm going to bring my soft sea foam back. And again, I'm just stamping this off a couple of times because I haven't got a chamois handy. I'm just going to pop some sprinkles on the bottom with the soft sea foam, and that is my ice lol done. Yeah, I quite like it. Okay, so what I'm going to say for the punch is you have got both of them on one punch. So I'm going to pay attention to that when I actually punch them. So first of all, I'm going to chop out my ice lol because I've just realised I'm getting terribly ahead of myself. one thing at a time, Helen, otherwise we will all get distracted. So I'm fussy cut my ice log. Quite an easy shape to fussy cut, really. Okay, so there's my ice log. Just going to chop that bit off so that my punch will go smoothly. So for the ice cream, I'm using Petal Pink. Okay. I'm going to be looking at how I will put this into the paper, so I will put it in like that. So I want the ice cream to be the same way. Okay, there is a trick if you were doing it in the same colour. I've just popped the Petal Pink on that, by the way. It was off screen. I've just inked that up and stamped it down. Okay, and I've got my sprinkles again. Flirty Flamingo. And I've just popped those onto there. Pop that in. Line it up and punch it out. So there's the top of my ice cream. The bottom one is going to be going in like that. Okay, so with my stamp, I want to have this line here flat against there. And once I've done this, I'm actually going to show you a trick which is very handy if you want them both cut out the same colour, which I know doesn't often happen, but it's a handy trick anyway. So Sahara sand for this, pick it up. That's good. When I first did it, it didn't look like it was covering the whole of the ink, whole of the stamp. Sometimes with these distinctive stamp sets, you just do have to double check that it has got ink all over. So I'm just going to line that up and stamp it down. And I'm going to use crumb cake here with the crisscrosses. Over the top of the cone like that. Ooh, throw the punch around. Oh dear me. So there's the cone. And punch that out, there's my ice cream. But what you can do, and this is a really handy trick whenever you have one of our punches, you can punch both of these out on your scrap paper. Okay. You can then see that that is exactly how it's going to punch when you stamp it. So then what you do, I'm just going to make sure the ink's off that so it's not going on my grid paper, is you line up your stamps. Where's my cone? Exactly, so I'm just trying to get the ink off it so it's not on my grid paper. You line up your stamps like that, with the punched out mark. So you've punched it out on scrap paper, you've lined these up exactly where the punch outs are. You're going to come across with a bigger block and pick them up. And that then is in the exact right space. So say for instance, you wanted them done in, I'm going to actually continue to use my scrap copy paper. I don't want to use scrap Whisper White to show you. You've then stamped both of these in the exact space that the punch will be. So you can then pop it in line it up and chop it out perfectly. And you've got both of them there, spot on. I don't want them in the same colour, so it was better for me to do it the way I did do it, but that is a really good tip if you've got some of our stamp sets and you're trying to line them up with a multi-punch. That is a really good idea to do. Okay, so those bits are done. I just want the sentiment now, so I'm going to do thank you. And I'm going to pop that onto my scrap piece of Whisper White, and I'm doing it in Sahara Sand again. Pop the thank you in. You don't want to do it all the way to the edge because you have got to punch around it, and as you're punching it with an oval you're going to have a tummy on it, so do bear that in mind. And this just fits, it's a very tight fit, but it does just fit like that. Okay, so once you've got that, you want to bring in your piece of Whisper White. That's your base piece. So, you know, we had the 3 pieces at the start. Those are the bits you want. Keep your Sahara Sand close, and you want the splodges. Okay, so first of all, I'm actually going to build this up a little bit and make it look correct. So to build it up, you're going to want your dimensionals. Okay, and I'm going to pop a dimensional at the top of my ice cream cone, about halfway. Okay, take the base off and stick the ice cream over there, so you've got a really nice popped up ice cream. I love this punch, it's really cute. Just so that doesn't stick on anything at the back, I'm just going to pop a dimensional over that dimensional. Okay, and you've just made that into a topper. I'm then going to take the ice cream, and that is going to sit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop another dimensional. I'm going to take the back off before I do it. Onto the cone. Feed the ice lolly through and stick the ice lolly down. And again, I'm going to pop a little dimensional on the back there just to cover that one up so that they're all on the right layer. Finally, I'm going to take the thank you. I'm going to pop it with a stick on this side and the cone on that side. Okay, so for that, I'm going to play with the dimensionals. Now, I love playing with dimensionals anyway, so let's pop that in half. And you need to bear in mind how 3D this is, okay? So the ice lolly and the sentiment are the same height. So I've popped a dimensional over there. They're going to be the same layer, and it needs 2 dimensionals on that. Why does it need 2 dimensionals? Well, because you've got 2 dimensionals here. So between the base of the card and here, it's going to be stuck up 2 dimensionals. So you need a double dimensional here to make sure that that is going to be completely flat. It's very easy when you're playing with dimensionals to forget what layers you're working on. So you do need to pay in mind if you've got double. That's only a single because it's a double behind it and a double there. You want them all to be the same length. I'm going to take another dimensional and cut it in half. And the reason for this one is this cone here. So this cone is actually back a level. So you want to put it back a level. So pop the tail onto the dimensional. And then to make it flat with the others, you want another dimensional on top. I hope I've explained that really well for you so that you can see that that will now stick on flat onto the card. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals in other places just to make sure they pop up. So I'm going to whip the backs off there and pop a secondary dimensional on it. It just helps keep everything popped up to the same level, and I really hope I've explained that clearly, fingers crossed, hopefully. I know sometimes when you're working white on white it can be a bit confusing, so. Right, I'm going to line that up as to where I want it, which is going to be there. I'm going to take the Sahara sand and this lovely splodge. Okay, and I'm going to splodge at the top there, and I'm going to move that down so that I can splodge underneath it so the splodge is coming out. Over here, do exactly the same. And over on this side and do exactly the same. Okay. For the ribbon, I'm going to cut this just slightly longer than the card. I'm sure you've all seen me do this before. Very, very simple. And I'm going to run this across, work out where I want my topper to be. I'm going to run this across so it goes just underneath it. So I'm going to pop it there. Okay, turn it over. Make sure it's straight. Turn it over and glue it down. So some Stampin' seal there. Okay. Glue it completely down onto the petal pink cardstock that I showed you at the start. And then you want to whip the backs off all of these hundreds of dimensionals, and before you do, don't stick it down, don't get ahead of me because I'm running ahead of myself. You want to stamp the bottom, and it's going to be very awkward to stamp this sentiment with sprinkles on top if you've already stuck this down. And you know what I haven't done? I didn't, when I got my masses of stamps out earlier, I forgot to get that one out, so it's with sprinkles on top just there. So I'll whip the thank you off that block. And there we go. And that's just going to go on that corner there. And it's also going to go in Sahara sand. Oh dear. There were so many stamps with this one. But it shows you how you can use the whole stamp set. Very versatile. Getting my money's worth, you know. So now you can stick this bit down. So thank you with sprinkles on top. And I'm going to stick the entire piece onto my base cardstock before I come to play with the bow. Now the bow is some fun indeed. There's different ways to do the bow. Okay, so if I just explain this to you, because it is a reversible ribbon, if you come to do an ordinary bow, you will have the glitter all the way around, and as you push it through, this bit here will be the shimmery bit. Okay, so you can do it that way, which I have done because I quite like it like that for this one. You could also pop it into a bow, and then as you come to push it through, turn it and push it. That will then give you, you have to play with it a little bit, but it will give you the tops in the glitter and the bottoms in the non-shimmer. You can see where it's going once you've played with it. Like that, which actually I'm now looking at it, I quite like that. You can also start it. It's just playing with it. I played with it yesterday and I did a full turn here. Full turn like that, And then when I stuck it down, so I put a glue dot behind it and just stuck that up like that behind with a glue dot, and you've got the whole of the bow. So let me show you what I mean. Actually, I'll put that on my project like that. I'm quite happy with that. So you've done your bow, you've twisted it at the back so that you've got it glittery on both sides. You then want to pop a glue dot on the back of the bow. Take this up. Get the glue dot off my finger, it's stuck there. Take this up, turn it behind, not doing that very well, am I? Twist it up, there you go, like that. And then when you stick it on your card, it will stick correctly. Tidy the tail up a little bit. You don't want them flat, do you? You want them with a little. So you do have 2 or 3 options with the reversible ribbon, and if it's doing that and it's just popping off, pop another glue dot in. No one's going to know how many glue dots it took you to get the ribbon stuck in the right place. They're just going to look and say, wow, she managed to get the ribbon right. So you've got the 2 different options there. And it's all with twisting the ribbon around at the background. Finishing it up, some normal rhinestones. These are from the normal catalogue. We've all seen these 100 times. But I felt I'd just showcased enough products off on one card. So I've just popped a couple of these with all of the little blobby bits. And that is the card, using the Sweet Icecream Photopolymer stamp set and punch, which is available as a bundle, so you can get them 10% off in the new mini catalogue. What do you think?
I hope you've enjoyed today's project. All items that I have used on this video are available to purchase from my store, www.slimmandstylish.stampinup.net. Alternatively, if you would like a copy of our catalogues, please send me an email to slimmandstylish@live.co.uk or leave me a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. I upload regular content to this channel, so if you do enjoy watching my tutorials, please make sure that you have subscribed and rang the bell to get notifications when new videos go live. Thank you for joining me and have a lovely day.